All right, 4,000 resin has gone past, and now finally, 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. Now all the artifacts kind of suck. Like this one's okay, right? This one's pretty good. It's got some EM side roll here. This one I'm just gonna copy him out. It's fine, whatever. It's cool. And then this one is gonna be but everything else is kind of like copium. And what we're gonna do, I guess what we could do here is we're gonna try the Staff of Broma, right? Just to be over the top, okay? 56,193 with Staff of Homa at 164 energy recharge, and then we're gonna try it again, same thing, but with the Skyward Spine. So we'll try the two and see which one actually performs better. I'm a little curious if an extra 60% C damage will be better. I'm pretty sure it is, but we can actually test that, I guess. I'm pretty sure it is, but there's no way the 40% energy recharge even comes close, right? All right. Emblem of Severed Fate, World's Second. It's probably everybody has already done it because their artifact looks so much better. Okay, so we're gonna do this, right? And we're gonna do this, right? And then Elemental Skill, Elemental Burst. Then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna start it up. So he's 22k before anything else happens, and now we get the bug up. We're hitting for 53,000? 61? Holy sh! All right, so that artifact set is pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. Okay. So now we're gonna get rid of the artifact, the Staff of Homa. We're gonna use the Blackcliff weapon so we can see more free-to-play numbers. Gonna do that elemental burst damage thing again. All right, so now we're gonna go with one of these. Okay, we're gonna do this. Elemental skill, elemental burst. Okay, and then we're gonna drop the child. And then we're gonna do his thing. Okay, so he's going in. Now we're doing 20, 45. Okay, so 52. That was a 52 there. I saw a 52 from the melt. 45 with the vape and then 52 with the melt. So still very strong. Still very strong with Blackcliff. Okay, very strong. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, leave for now. Now we're gonna go with the Skyward Spine option. Refines don't really improve damage, just improve critical rate for Xiangling here. So where's she at? There she is. So we're gonna switch this over to the Skyward Spine. It's just energy recharge on this weapon, and then so that'll be more damage potentially from the set, and then we'll get crit rate on this. But so you don't get an actual damage, you just get like crit rate, right? So with 60% less C damage than Homa, let's see how much damage this does. My guess is this is the worst of the bunch, right? My guess is the Blackcliff will be better based upon what we have for artifact sets right now. Where's the thing? Where is it? It's Child, Kazuha, this, boom, there. Yes, good. Okay. Now, I do not expect this to be the highest damage weapon because we're at 200% energy recharge now. So we're gonna go bam into bam. Okay, and then we're gonna go bam, bam, and then bam. And we're gonna go bam. All right, so here's the child. Let's get the power application. We haven't got a vaporize yet. I might have to redo this one. 49,000. It's actually better. It's better. 49,000. Okay, on the melt. So it's 43 on the vape, 49. So it's a little bit weaker, but again, we get an extra 50% energy recharge or 36% energy recharge and an extra crit rate. So to be honest with you, that's not bad. I'm gonna see what the energy recharge is at with the Xiangling after the ulti is done. Yeah. So we're gonna do this. You know what's funny? I'm actually probably doing this test wrong too because we're not like re-shredding on Kazuha, right? 49, 49, 49, 20. Like if we were re-shredding on Kazuha, it'd be way different, right? All right. So after the ulti's over, right? We end with this amount of energy on energy recharge here without battering her at 200% energy recharge. You can kind of see that we're gonna have some major issues with energy recharge with this strategy in particular because we're not like battery funneling directly to Xiangling, right? So there's definitely some issues. So you may want to have the energy recharge weapon, and that's with the Skyward Spine too, not the Blackcliff weapons. So because you have such low because the energy gain on this for the team strategy is a little bit lower, I'd say that the energy recharge weapon might be the correct way to go unless you're particle funneling from Bennett onto Xiangling and trying to get the ultimate back up. But again, you're lowering your DPS, you're losing vape damage, etc. So there's a lot of like asterisks on this one. I'd say using a Favonius weapon with this would also be really helpful. So like if I instead was using a Favonius sword on Kazuha, maybe that would help, but that would lose my damage there too. We could use a Favonius sword on Bennett, but again, lose damage there too. So there's not too much I can do for energy gains over this. So now let's switch back to a 4-piece Crimson Witch set, and we'll look at the damage on a 4-piece Crimson Witch set with the similar artifacts. All right, so I got my Witch set to as close as I can get it. About 73, 186 with 113 energy recharge. So now we've dialed the Witch set to about the same ratios. Let's try this out again. All right, try again. Okay, we get in here. We're dropping, come on, 58 or so? 58 on the crits, 51 on the low end. Okay, switch over to, I'm gonna leave and then switch to Skyward. So now our Skyward, we have a ridiculous ratio. We have 85, 120. So this is pretty close to what we had before for the Emblem Severed Fate. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go 6 and try this out. Where are we at? 53. So it looks like the Crimson Witch set does a little bit better initially and then falls off in comparison. Not sure why. It's probably the shred like disappears from Kazuha. So it falls off near the end, but it doesn't. Let's try that one again. Probably did that one inappropriately because it was too slow. Woba, yeah, the shred from Woba and Kazuha falls off at the end there too. It looks like the Emblem of the Severed Fate is probably going to do about the same as a 4-piece Crimson Witch set. There's not going to be a massive damage improvement, but what will improve is your rotations and energy recharge. So what's really important about this set that I think is the big caveat here and why it's worth farming is you can get the same damage as you get with Crimson Witch set, but the thing that you also get is a massive bump to your energy recharge. So that means you get your ultimate up more often, which means you're spending less time following particles. So if it does the same damage, but you get your ult up more, then you will do more damage per second, which is really important for a sub DPS. So my final assessment on this set is yes, it's freaking worth. It's definitely freaking worth. Definitely farm it. I would say that this set is 100% worth it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome. There's no problems with it. Having more energy recharge on your sets to get the same damage that you get from a 4-piece Crimson Witch set for your Xiangling, super awesome. Unfortunately, I wanted to test this for Beidou and try this out, but again, I only have the 4 pieces that I have right now. I ended up getting an Electro Goblet, but it's really, really freaking bad. So we could try to test this on Beidou with what I got, but it's a really, really bad Goblet. And I got really bad crit contaminated piece. So I guess we'll try to do Beidou too. So we're gonna take this current Beidou artifact set with a Skyward Pride. We're at 43, 151, 213. All right, 110K. $25, $30. So we're hitting about 27 right now. Okay, and let's get the swirl back up here. So about 27. So it's a little bit worse. It's a little bit worse. An Electro Goblet. All right, so right now Beidou has 56, 115, and 189. Oh man, that's rough. Cool quick damage ratios for it to be worth it, right? Now I'd have to like nerf Beidou into the ground to even try that. The 20K now? Oh, here we go, 20K. You know what I think happened? Is we didn't get the snapshot for the Kazuha buff. There we go. Hold on, let's change it up. That makes way more sense. 14K makes sense. Okay. There's 24K. Now we're getting the swirls in. Okay. So it's about 24,000 that we're doing here. This is pretty, pretty decent amount of damage. 24,000 with a shitty artifact set with 128. What was that? We at 110 right now? What were we at? Like 110? So between TF Noblesse and the new artifact set, I think this is just purely just a crit damage issue. Like we have, I think it was 110, right? So it's a 40% crit damage loss here, right? So with 40% less crit damage, we're doing 3,000 less damage with this set. So yeah, the set is definitely worthwhile for Beidou. If you can get yourself decent artifacts with this and get good energy recharge rolls and crit rolls with it too, then yes, the set is definitely worth for Beidou as well. It's super good for both of them. We can kind of extrapolate between that, and since it's going to be worth for Beidou, since Beidou and Xingqiu will both use like similar sets between like a 2-piece Noblesse set as well as a 2-piece on-set Hydro versus like whatever, that's going to be, I actually have the wrong artifacts on. So like you can kind of see that between the two characters, it's going to be about the same. So it's definitely worth for both of them to improve ultimate damage. I don't know if it's worth farming, but definitely worth it. So I'd say for every character that we thought it was going to be worth for, it is worth, and it's definitely a good set. I got to keep grinding to get more artifacts to get this to be better, but yeah, it's definitely worth. What I would say between these two artifact sets is that both artifact sets have their bonuses. When you're looking at the Crimson Witch set, the Crimson Witch set is really good for on-field and making sure that you keep the high stacks and keeping the damage there. Whereas the Emblem of Fate, of course, is an off-field set, and I really like the new set overall. However, it's going to take a significant amount of resin to get to that point. Now, what you're seeing here is going to be a resin set that I used for pretty much everyday use, and the normal set that I typically use for my Xiangling. And this set is actually worth somewhere about 10,000 or more resin. Personally, I would rather have the energy recharge on my sets. However, it's going to take you about the same amount of time, which is going to be 1 to 2 months, with somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 total resin to get an artifact set. And because artifact sets just take that long to farm out in general, you may not want to spend the time here. So if you're still farming your main DPSs out and you're still newer to the game, this artifact domain is actually probably not for you. You should be focusing more on the Crimson Witch domain, and you should be focusing on the Cryo or Hydro domains, depending on what you need for your main DPS characters, and then transitioning to this domain once you finished out getting like a small sets bonuses for 4-piece Viridescent Venerer, etc., and then using this artifact set domain in general. Now, seeing how my shitty rolls, right, on my artifacts for Xiangling were so low, like they're 50% less crit damage, right? There's some huge differences there, and don't get discouraged when farming this artifact set, because my Pyro artifacts are like, you can see clearly higher for crit chance and crit damage. Overall, everything's much higher for crit chance and crit damage, and they are very, very much better. But it took me like 4,000 resin plus deep right now on this artifact domain for these artifacts. And to be honest with you, a lot of these artifacts can definitely be improved, but the amount of time it's going to take to get this artifact set done is pretty sizable. So just know that you'll be farming this domain for months to even get a set that's better than your current God tier Crimson Witch set if you already have a God tier Crimson Witch set. So again, the ratio over here was like 193 on this with 164 energy recharge, so 60% more energy recharge on this Homa build, and 40% more crit damage with like 20% more crit chance. So again, sizably more stats. So I'd say that if you're going to be building for this set in particular, it's gonna be better, but only once you hit those higher numbers on crit chance and crit damage. And you're not gonna get the really big impactful amount of damage until you spend, if you're like me, probably about 10,000 freaking resin in this domain. Because I'm about 4,000 resin deep, which is close to a month. I bet it's about 3 weeks, right? So this is like a free-to-play level of about 3 weeks. I'm about 4,000 resin deep in this domain. I spent 20 fragiles here and a bunch of stuff, but we barely just got, just now, a halfway usable set. I'm gonna have to spend another, like, you know, 4,000 to 8,000 resin to even get a good set. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. My name's Sekapoko. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.